Hey everyone, Chip Rogers, CMO at Workspan, joining again from the show floor of Sapphire. Incredible event. We're about halfway through Tuesday, and it's been a fantastic event. I am so excited to be joined today now by Greg Sarafin. Greg is global managing partner at EY for your ecosystem partners, right?
Yeah.
Basically, chief partner officer for
we
EY.
don't say that because partner is a confusing word
Yeah,
because
that's
we're a
true.
partnership.
That's
but
true.
yeah, I run the partnerships for EY, the external partnerships. Yes.
Yeah. So fantastic. I think Greg you've been with EY for about 8 years.
Yep.
Watched an amazing growth from about $1 billion to $6 billion.
Oh
and
no, 8 billion, my friend.
8 billion, and now it's 8.
Yeah. Well, this year we'll get to 8.
Update
We
your
grew almost 2 billion in 1 year this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
The power of partnership is unbelievable.
That's
The value you can create with partners, shared capital, shared go-to-market, shared client relationships. You can really unlock value quickly, and it shows up as growth.
Yeah.
That's ultimately how it shows up on the balance sheet. Yeah.
Well, and Greg, we had you on our EBS recently, and I loved your messaging around. Look, focus on value creation, right? I mean, it's not just it's not just like the bottom line. Like you'll get there, but focus on how you're creating value together for customers.
That's right. If you focus on your revenues, you'll never get there because you'll treat each other like channel partners. Well, what are you doing for me? What am I doing for you? What opportunities are you bringing for me? Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work, right? If you want to truly partner, you got to do the hard work. Yeah. You've got to co-create, co-innovate, co-invest. You've got to, where possible, you've got to eat your own or drink your own champagne, right? So if we create a finance solution, well, why don't we use it ourselves? Why doesn't our partner use it, right? We call that client zero. These are all things you need to do if you really want to create value. So then when you show up at a client, you're not just showing up, well, I'm helping him sell his stuff and he's helping me sell my stuff. Clients see right through that. Right. But we say, hey, we've invested together. We're using this stuff to run our own businesses. We'd like to talk to you about how you can use it to run and transform your business. It's a different conversation. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's how we think about it.
Yeah, and it's also more strategic, and it really becomes a strategy topic.
It's a core part of how we create value, and it's a part of our strategy as a business for sure.
It's phenomenal. So we're here at Sapphire. A lot of things going on with
the audience can't see it, but it's quite phenomenal.
It is amazing. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with SAP.
Well, first, kudos to SAP for really getting Sapphire probably the best I've been in decades, right? I thought pre-COVID it had gotten just a little bit too crowded. If you recall pre-COVID, there's a lot of people here, and it became very tight and compressed. Last year was the first year back after COVID. It was a little too open. This year I think they've got it right. And I like the balance between there's enough interest, but you can still have, behind us in our booth, we're still having client meetings right now, talking about how we can help clients on their journey. And we can do that, as you can hear, even though there's thousands of people here, our conversation is not, we don't have to yell at each other to hear each other. So kudos to SAP for getting that right. Also, kudos to SAP for continuing, under the current leadership to invest where it really ultimately is going to matter, right? Which is at the back, right? The integration across the different platforms that they have, process through the BTP layer, of course, but then also the data integration. And to me, as an ecosystem person, the really exciting thing at the keynote today was the focus and attention on the data ecosystem and the AI ecosystem, right? Because, and when I say data ecosystem, not just the incredible value of the data people have in their SAP platforms today, which is a lot, right? But then having partnerships with other parties to attach that data as well, because we all know what makes great AI is great volumes of data, right? And if you have great AI, then you get great insights to help you run your business better. Yep. Which is always about best run companies run SAP, right? That was what sort of launched them, I think, into the stratosphere originally. And so this is, to me, another natural evolution of that is let's get all that data together at scale, give clients then the generative AI and the other types of AI to start to create real insight to operate the business better. And then ultimately, it's not a far stretch to see how that AI will start to actually be the process, right? the AI will construct the process models, it will fix broken processes, now that's probably down the line, of course, but
right.
This is that really important first step to that next sort of level of how AI can be your partner running and optimizing your business.
Really interesting. So starting with data, and then AI for insights, but then AI for process improvements and
ultimately self-optimizing, self-defining processes, right? That's the ultimate vision, I think. Now, I don't think we're here at SAP talk about that just yet, but when you just look at the trends, you can just see that that's where this thing's going to end up. And again, companies run their most important functions, right, on this platform. They run their finance function, they run their talent function. The most important capital at any company today is what? It's human capital. It's not cash, right? It's people. That's the really scarce resource today. So the talent function, and then the supply chain function, manufacturing, right? So the core things. I mean, that microphone we're talking into was made by somebody, right? It's not digital.
It's atoms.
It's atoms. It's not bits, right? Now it's being converted into bits into that little phone there, right? Everybody, but at the end of the day, there's still something physical that makes all this work. And you don't eat bits, you eat food, right? So people need to make stuff still, and they need to make it really well. So SAP, of course, that's another part of every corporation that SAP supports, right? So, and then the data underneath that is highly valuable on its own, but then you pull in all this other data from other data providers, and again, your ability to impact your business is just going to go through the roof, and that's exciting.
Yeah, really. Hey, Nirav, come on in, Nirav Desai. Who's our VP of our GSI organization. So Nirav, I think you had a question.
Absolutely. So first of all, so great to have you here, Greg. Always wonderful to be working with you. Congratulations on your award, the SAP Pinnacle Award.
Thank you. Yeah. So we won the Pinnacle this year for Industry Cloud, which is really, really awesome because we've invested a lot in Industry Cloud over the last couple of years. We believe that what we bring to customers has got to be a lot closer to what they ultimately need than it is today, right? So we need to bring our industry expertise and our understanding of where industries are going in the future. So not just where industries are today, but where they're going to be. We need to build those assets and innovations around the core SAP platform, keeping the core clean. So putting it in BTP and the other external layers, right? But ultimately, and then the integrations between the different SAP modules specific to each industry. So, I think we probably won because we had some really awesome stuff in energy and also some really awesome stuff in insurance, but we've got several industry platforms out there today, and ultimately we're going to invest and build these platforms for every industry that we serve, because that ultimately is what's going to unlock value for our clients faster with less risk.
Industries are everything.
They are, and it's not just SAP, right? We can take this broader than SAP. If you look at Microsoft, you look at any company, they are all verticalizing around industry and bringing industry-specific capabilities into their platforms, because businesses don't have the time or the risk appetite anymore to start with something that's here to get to here. They need to be here to get to here, right? And so companies like ours need to invest. Again, it goes back to that earlier point. We need to co-invest with our partners like SAP to create these assets that give our clients faster time to value, less risk, better business case, better outcome. That's the idea.
It's fantastic. Awesome.
So, we were with Carl Farbach yesterday, and he talked about the whole flywheel. So you talked about co-innovation, co-investment, co-selling, co-marketing, right? So how do you do that with SAP today? Could you talk about your partnership with SAP today and some of the highlights there?
Yeah, so we're really proud. We are a top 5 partner for SAP in terms of the volume of work that we are fortunate enough to do with them in the marketplace. They're also a top 5 for us in terms of our partners. What's more important to me, though, is what do we do for clients? And to me, some of those important things that we do for clients, we do with SAP, because again, these are critical business functions that we're helping our companies, our clients transform, so they can run their businesses better, serve their clients better, serve their people better, their shareholders better, and stakeholders more broadly. So because you're at the core of these really important functions, by definition, if you do it well, you're going to have a high impact on your clients. And so
Positive
impact, a high positive impact. Yeah, thanks for that correction or addition. Yes, absolutely. Clarification. A high positive impact on your clients, because that's what your value is to them. Right? Your value to them is to help them transform and run their companies better. And so SAP is a great partner for that.
That's fantastic.
Really bringing these holistic solutions for the end customer, right? So creating win for you, win for SAP, most importantly, win for the customers, right?
That's right. And again, thinking more broadly, it's not just about tech, although tech is certainly, you can't do anything today that's meaningful without technology. But you can spend a lot of money on technology and get no business value if you don't also change your business to take advantage of the technology, right? So a big part of what we do is we help our clients define first, what does that end state business or that target model look like? Why is there business value there? What is the value case? Then we talk about, okay, how do we then, partnering with SAP, partnering with others, get you there underpinned by that technology and that the digital transformation element, but at the end of the day, it is a business transformation enabled by digital. It's not a digital transformation.
And then there's all the change management and everything that goes along
Right.
with it to
Look,
make it real.
nothing comes for free, like I said earlier, right? The client, so we have to invest before we even see a client, right? Co-invest with our partners to create that flywheel, like you said, yeah? But then our clients need to do the work too, right? Getting to that end state takes a lot of work. It takes capital. And again, not just money. People need to stop doing what they're doing and start doing the change elements to get to where they're going. And that puts additional burden on people, let's face it. Big transformations are a lot of work. And it's not like you see, so we can bring people, right, to help with the transformation, but ultimately the client also has to bring people to help with the transformation. And like you said, it's change. It's managing that change, getting that stepwise function to the end state and getting the business benefits along the way, particularly if it's a multi-year transformation. You can't say, well, in 5 years we'll see if it all worked out. Nobody has that appetite, right? You really gotta show progress pretty early on in these transformation journeys, or the capital allocation breaks down. Right.
Greg, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing some time and ideas and advice. And EY, you guys are doing tremendous work with SAP and all your partners. So congratulations and congrats on the Pinnacle Award.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to everybody.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you a bit later this afternoon. So thanks again. Thanks, everybody.